What's up everybody, Steve here. I've got a story to tell. This is a story about discrimination and specifically how we got discriminated against. And no, it's not because of this beard. So about a week ago I did a video about me regrettably selling this condo right here. And that's where I lived for the past couple years, and was bummed out about selling this property. And couple of things, the market's really high right now, so we wanted to see what's going to happen with the real estate market, if it's going to shift and come down. So I wanted to sell that, take the profit, move on. But also Jolie and I and the kids were going to move together, and so we needed a larger space. So with the market and everything, I figured let's go ahead and rent a property for at least a year. Now, renting is really not in my DNA, being a real estate investor as well as a real estate broker since 2006. So I was a little uneasy of just throwing money away for an entire year. But anyway, we were on the search, and now we wanted to stay on or around Bonita Beach here because it's just a beautiful spot. And you know, I'm a beach bum by heart, so I want to make sure that we ultimately stayed beachside. And we came across a condo directly on the sand, beautiful views, and they had it available for rent for $3,000 a month. Now we jumped on the opportunity, we locked it in, we met with the listing agent as soon as it came to market, and went up there, took a look, and I said we'll take it. So we even agreed to pay literally a year up front to the landlord. So they are excited to have us as tenants. So we signed the lease agreement, locked it in. Now the last part of the step was basically going through the association and submitting application. So we submitted application, and it was several days for the association manager to get the application, process the background checks and so forth. And the listing agent followed up with the association manager, and they replied back, hey, everything looks good, and they're gonna submit it to the board. Now, all condo associations, they have a board which is volunteer positions, and usually the makeup is about 5 people on the board. So these are people that volunteer for the position, and obviously they own in the community as well. Now, in our application, we put down we have 2 kids, 11 and 12-year-old. And sure enough, we get an email 2 days later saying basically that we were denied. So the owner, he was livid. The listing agent, she was livid. And I can't tell you exactly what complex it is out here just because of legality reasons. And anyway, everybody's upset. The owner ends up calling the board president, and the board president literally states multiple things in terms of the reason why, but he was very careful in terms of the reason why for denial, but basically alluded to, you know, we don't want young kids in our complex. Now you can do that if it's an age-restricted community, if it's a 55+ community or whatever the case is, but this complex is all ages. So it's blatant discrimination that's actually against federal law, and ultimately we are discriminated against. And well, actually I'm not going to go into detail on this video anyway on how they went around denying us, because you know we're in the process of retaining an attorney, and I am not a litigious person in any sense. I think it's a drain mentally, emotionally, everything else, and I'm not in it for suing for the money in any sense, but I want to teach these people a lesson. And you just can't discriminate. That's like discriminating against anything else, against race, religion, familial status, which that is how they discriminated against us. You know, there's all these factors that you cannot deny somebody based upon, and it's all federal law. So I really want to teach this board a lesson, so we're going to pursue some action. Now luckily the people that are buying my place, they agreed to do a lease back, so that's ultimately going to buy us a couple of months before we can figure out our next move of where we're going to go to. I honestly don't know what we're going to do at this point in time, But it's an unfortunate situation, and there's no other annual rentals on this beach. Everybody does seasonal rentals if they do rent them out. So it's unfortunate at this point in time. We're kind of between a rock and a hard place, but you know, Jolie keeps saying that everything happens for a reason. I tend to agree with that. So we'll see what the next stage, that next evolution of things take place. Now, a couple of tips if you've ever experienced this. And by the way, I'm a real estate broker. My sister, for years and years and years, assisted in building our property management division, where we've leased and dealt with literally thousands of tenants and landlords over the years. And we just know that you can't discriminate or you're going to open yourself up to liability. And it is ultimately unfortunate. But a couple of things, if you guys ever experience anything like this, for one thing, you want to report it with HUD, because you want to actually file a formal complaint with HUD. And then what we're doing, and what we're in the process of doing, is seeking out an attorney who will take this case on a contingency basis. So what does that mean? I don't want to throw good money at bad. I don't want to come out of pocket with thousands and thousands of dollars for an attorney to kind of just drag this thing out. I want an attorney who's going to have skin in the deal and fight alongside of us, and that's called on a contingency basis. So that's comparable with personal injury attorneys, for example. Personal injury attorneys, they work on contingency basis, and basically they negotiate with you a percentage of the settlement. So, you know, that's ultimately what we're doing, what we're in the process of doing. And drop me a comment below if you guys ever experienced anything like this, or you know somebody that's experienced anything like this, and let me know how that went. Because I can tell you, when it first happened, I was pissed. And it's a letdown. It's a letdown for Jolie and the kids. It's a letdown for myself. It's a letdown for us not being on this beach. I mean, we were super excited to really jump into this place and enjoy it for a year. So anyway, let me know if you guys have ever experienced anything like this, and I'll make sure that I keep you posted as to what our next step is in terms of where we're going to move to. And if there's any new news on this discrimination suit, I will keep you guys apprised. Thanks a lot. I appreciate everybody that is a subscriber on this channel, and it really means a lot. So thanks a lot, guys.